Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Hearthstone for the New Order Last Days of Europe as Komi. Now, in the last video, we finished up our war with Finland, and we got all of Karelia back. Took a bit of Petsamo, a little Sala. They still have Karelia, this little bit, so it's not Viborg, it's still Vipori, but well, we'll give them a little bit of space, you know. Let's assist the republics. Neither the Empire nor the Bolsheviks ever showed much interest in improving the nation as a whole. For them, Russia only needed investment in the few key areas. Usually whatever was relevant to Vlad's propagandized attempt to play catch-up with the West. The notion of wide-reaching progress was entirely lost on them. To correct our course and become a truly modern state, we must take a more holistic approach to national well-being. We are not a top-down state ruling by decree, but a union of free and equal republics. None of our constituent republics, no matter their history or demographics, deserve to be left behind. So, the program of modernization and urbanization employed in our heartlands will be shared with our brother republics. The entire Russian family will be united in prosperity. There we go. So what's the quickest on being upped? Industrial expertise is getting pretty high. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not very nice. While still a moderately fresh face in Russian politics, West Russian Free Republics, Alexander Yakovlev has made himself known as a man of the left in the People's Democratic Socialist Party. A powerful political operative known for his reformist and socialist tendencies, Yakovlev has gained a following among younger intellectuals, working-class trade unionists, and citizens of the Front Territory, all of which have made him a powerful figure on the left wing of the party. While once a freshman deputy from Korolyovo, he has since raised his status as a popular figure among socialists and other leftists within the DSNP, much of a charge into the party's right wing. With his fiery criticism of the right's liberal economic policies and a firebrand desire to uplift the working classes of a nation through a newfound humanistic socialism, many expect Yakovlev to seek the presidency. Although he has kept any hints of seeking the presidency to himself, it remains to be seen if Yakovlev's coalition can overcome the party establishment. An idealist is rare in Russia, so we'll see what happens there. It's good to have you guys back. It really is. Yeah, the Brens have failed their order. Tell me something I don't fucking know. Let's do some cultural exhibits. Russia is home to more than just Russians. Dozens of ethno-cultural groups made up our great nation through the Russian supremacist attitudes of past governments have diminished the fact of the world's eyes. Even many Russian Slavs, steeped in their own culture, refuse to accept the diversity of our nation. To protect the heritage of our many peoples, President Kosygin has proposed the establishment of the All-Russian Heritage Committee. Comprised of representatives from each republic, the ARHC will direct funding for museums, festivals, artworks, commissions, and so forth. When the world thinks of Russian culture, they should think of more than just icons and domed churches. That'll help us out with minorities and boost our popularity in general. Which is very nice. And I like that idea, so we'll do it. Research slots available. Let's go with Let's get some better IFVs, because I know we have Mr. Carr. Where's Mr. Carr? Here's Mr. Carr. So he could use for a nice good upgrade. So that might be a okay idea. And we'll exercise these troops on the border here for now, because we still have a couple greens. We'll switch you over to get rid of that militia, man, and get some, more or less, all the 20 wits going. So we'll have that going for us. How is... Our overextension isn't too bad. We're actually getting political power. So it looks like we have a whole new army we gotta start putting troops in. Ooh. Alright, we got these new generals from, Vologda. And these guys are pretty good, damn. We'll go with Valentin Bakalov for now. We'll do a front line in Orenburg with Valentin. Cultural exhibits. There we go. We'll promote some protect national beauty. The motherland has not been treated well by her children. The czars might have been incompetent in economic matters, but at least they were incapable of ruining the countryside. The Bolsheviks, obsessed with rapid industrialization and maximizing economic output, were a different story. The failures of Bukharin's initiatives litter the Russian landscape. Open-faced mines carved into the hillsides, forests of smokestacks spewing soot skywards, rivers clogged with industrial runoff. It's a sad sight, and one that no progressive nation should tolerate. If such practices continue, how long will it be until all of Russia looks like Caucasian? Proper protections should be established before we progress any further with our industrialization and urbanization programs. Though industrials and the state industries alike will balk at stifling their expansion, it's a measure necessary for future generations to enjoy Russia as it should be. That works with me. We'll see what happens with man over there. So I know man has access to one of the possible fail states that just decentralizes or de-unifies the region. It's Man, Omsk. It already happened in Central Siberia. And then if you lose against Onega, that balkanizes you again. Protecting natural beauty. Beautiful. We can uphold minority rights, which we'll do. Russia's nationalist character is unfortunately tainted by its tendency towards chauvinism and homogeneity. Millions of all stripes have been mistreated for centuries, first by royalty, then by revolutionaries. It seems that without intervention, Russia is doomed to remain stuck in its backwards, hateful ways. We can't get rid of racism out overnight, but we can make some important first steps. First, and most importantly, racial discrimination and hate speech must be outlawed so that everyone can live free of fear. Second, the autonomy of minority republics must be permanently enshrined in the Constitution. That is the only way that a chauvinist government will never again trample on the rights of minorities. There we go. Standing up for the little man. Let's go Kosygin. And from here, we might want to go ahead and go down an educated populace, get working on our economy a bit. I don't know, though. We could also get working on our army a bit, which is probably not the worst idea. Honestly, we have a lot of great ideas we could... This all looks great, honestly. But I'm thinking, because we can exert influence in Southern Europe when we finish here. So I'm thinking... Okay. I'm still recording, but yeah, okay. You know, she's trying to be nice. I don't know why I'm being snappy. I'm a platform for democracy. The cornerstone of democratic success is majority rule. Though both reactionaries and far-left vanguardists derive the idea as mob rule, there's no more clear survey of the people's desires than a free and open election. If a majority freely supports us, then the radicals have no grounds for a support of elitism, as so often lobbied at liberal Democrats. That the majority of voters reside in urban areas, the core support base for liberal ideas is irrelevant. Our popularity is perfectly natural, and we need no dirty tricks to explain our success. The notion that the votes of our support base are inherently of low value due to their sheer numbers is mere jealousy on the part of labor and conservative politicians. There we go. Who the fuck's messaging me? I'm busy. Lowered funding for black schools. Ooh. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Wallace. Because, I know he can get impeached. And that'll be interesting to see that if that happens. Who ends up taking charge there? The Yakis in the left have a notable enough presence over there. Privatize healthcare. Platform for democracy. Survey Republic elections. When even a single voter is denied their fundamental rights, democracy suffers. It might not seem so at the time, but every step away from guaranteed universal suffrage is a step towards totalitarianism. For a proper democracy, this will not do. Everyone from the most hard done by the farmer to the wealthiest urbanite is of equal value in the democratic process. Neither the elitism of far right nor the rapid classism of far left will benefit our republic. One citizen, one vote. With anything less, could we truly call ourselves a democracy? I don't think so. So what's our construction looking like now? A lot of free repairs going on from here. After that, get working on some civilian factories. That'll be good. The free repair will take care of that, actually. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah. We're just moving on from here. So these guys are almost going to get up to regulars. When that happens, we'll be good to go, I think. So we got the EuroLeague. Probably about to take out Derlevanger. Guess we'll wait and see. Freedom and fairness. Though we always tried our best, the Komi Republic was never able to do right by its minorities. Even the eponymous Komi were often systematically denied a vote by racist elements in the assembly. Now that Western Russia is under our banner, we have the entire Republic of non-Russians. We are happy to have our brothers' people living and working alongside us, but their republics are much younger and more fragile than ours. Unsavory types, such as Vosnensky, have a vested interest in suppressing their voters, and that's to say nothing of what radicals might get up to. President Kosygin has thus pledged to help build democratic institutions to carry out surveys of the minority republics so that the interests of all citizens are fairly represented. There we go. Do we want to do one of these? I think we might, honestly. We'll encourage political thought. That'll give us a bit more stability, so we can get working on decreasing our black arms trade. England versus Wales. Looks like Margaret Thatcher is on the warpath. When she's finished, there's about to be a bloodbath of cops dying in Cardiff. I don't know where I was going with that. Makes Margaret Thatcher sound a lot more gangster than she probably is. Da-da. King of England and Wales has defeated Wales. Freedom and fairness. Learn from past mistakes. In truth, the Russia that we have begun to build here in the West is not the same nation extinguished by the Germans 2 decades ago, nor is it the Provisional Republic or the Empire. Our nation is something different, an entirely new nation born amidst the graves of its parents. Appropriately, our vision for Russia must be forward-thinking, idealistic. Past Russian states had their virtues, but all ultimately failed for a single reason. They refused to change. There is always some rigid ideological line to toe, some utopian obligation that could never be fulfilled. Our republic will not make the same mistakes. We are trying something new, focusing on the practical needs of the present rather than a future that exists only to the dreams of ideologues, or a past that led Russia to destruction several times over. And I said before, I'll say it again, that works with me. This guy's almost up to regular. After that, we'll stop training these fellas. We'll keep these guys training a little bit. Zimbabwe declares war on the Botswana-Zimbabwe Democratic Front. Okay. Now that's interesting. I have definitely not seen this war before. And from past mistakes. Probably air support. Go down that little path towards a shining future. It's never easy to move on. Russia has much to be proud of in its past, but there is just as much about our history that is sordid and shameful. There are always someone waiting in the wings to lead us astray, away from the path that would have been best served the people. Russia has been disappointed by its leaders time and time again. They always wanted the same thing, a Russia that was the overlord of Eurasia, tolerated no dissent, and was feared by the world. It never worked. Fear always gave way to hate. Dissent could never be silenced, and our neighbors never had cause to trust us. It's time we put away the dark dream of Russia that was. Time to embrace a future of freedom and peace that was denied to her for so long. Decrease black arms trading. Oh, right. I forgot. Goran's kind of broken, I forgot. Let's see what's going on elsewhere in the world. Poland is still not lost yet, but basic IFVs, improved IFVs. I'm thinking, hold on. We'll start working on some tanks, I guess. Change our motorized division to a tank division. An anti-air. We can always give support anti-air, which hold on. Here we go, support anti-air. There we go. Battle tanks. We'll get working on a new generation of tanks. And here we go, towards a shining future. Probably time for a platform for unity. Foundation of a successful democracy is cooperation. While it might be nice to imagine everyone sharing our ideals, that isn't how it works. The diversity of race, creed, and class is mirrored in the diversity of thought within the minds of our citizens. The myopic approach of the Bolsheviks, assuming that everyone can be swayed to their perfect ideology, must be dispensed with for the Republic to remain strong and free. To demonstrate our good intentions, we shall enter into alliance with one of the other major parties in the Assembly. Both command substantial support from the populace, and their support would strengthen our mandate. The question is which? Which party best suits our purpose? The Rural Social Democratic PSD, or the Labor-Based Democratic Socialists of the DSNP? I guess we'll have to figure that out. What? Urban states, rural states. I'm trying to think. We're more simpatico with the Socidems than the PSD, but okay, I'm trying to think. We'll remove black market luxury trading soon. Guess we'll have a stab for it. We have a pretty demanding lead overall, without a doubt. The Violet Platform or the Sovereign Coalition? I want to get working on this so we can do the March of Progress, move on. We'll do the Violet Platform, why not? Despite being marred by Vosnetsky's legacy, the DSNP still commands the respect and support of the urban working class voters. Though more directly inclined towards socialism than ourselves, they are just as committed as we are to democracy. Working with them will show the urban working class that we are still dedicated to advancing the interests of the proletariat, even if our take on socialism isn't quite what they might like. Informally dubbed the Violet Platform, our alliance will be based on a promise to more actively pursue socialism. The more rightist elements of the SMR will not be pleased, but they'll come around eventually. We're still ultimately socialist after all. It makes sense to join with a party that shares our end goals, even if our means differ. Works with me. Damn, that's a lot of wars going on. What is this? The fuck is that? That is interesting. Goddamn, Africa is fucked. Isn't it? Well, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of different factions that didn't exist before. Or I don't remember them existing before. Madagascar has actually held on. Poor Maurice. Poor guy probably just wants to die. He doesn't want to be there anymore. We'll cut some budget stuff. Violet Platform. For the worker. Hardline anti-democratic socialists never understood what the working class really needs. All the talk of theory and uncompromising ideology, what good did it ever do to the men and women who made a living on the factory floors? A worker can't feed their family with populist ideals and workplace lectures. Both SMR and the DSNP understand what the workers really want: a safe, productive work environment, one without harsh conditions or threat to life and limb. Better pay, better hours, and better safety regulations will lead to healthier and more efficient workplaces. We'll show the workers that one does not need to be a rabble-rousing demagogue to have the best interest at heart. There we go. We don't have stability anymore because we did austerity. Well, that's a bit of a problem then. I'll be over November. Black market order failed. Yada yada. Expand some welfare programs. Let's encourage some returning expatriates. Add a little bit to the debt. But that's not the worst thing. Now is it? We'll get a little extra stab, which will be nice. Then from there, show cooperation. Just get the administrative strain figured out. If not outright, then just about outright. And then we'll probably get working on our economy. Actually, we'll probably take a glance at our army tree a little bit. I don't know, we have a lot of stuff to do. Even if it's not a former coalition government, we have shown our commitment to democracy by cooperating with yet another political party. Some of our hardliners are yet to stop sulking and publicly give their blessing to this endeavor, but that doesn't matter. This exercise in goodwill has been a resounding success. None can question that fact. Some critics have derided both parties involved, dismissing the joint efforts as a token gesture. They don't understand that democracy is more complicated than they make it out to be. There are always negotiations to undertake, compromises to be made. Yes, the fascists and communists might not have to worry about petty disagreements, but our freedom and happiness is more than worth that trifling cost. Our staff is very close to hitting that point. We're getting more political power, slowly but surely. More stab. Consuming less supplies. We're doing great. So we'll have to deal with the these guys soon enough. Their work, they might actually, they'll start catching up with us soon enough here, assuming they don't go anywhere else. We'll have to wait and see for that, but got a show of cooperation. Now the March of Progress. Removes the current administrative. Yeah, we get that out. Progress has never been a popular idea in Russia. It's always been affiliated with things that many people dislike: change, diversity, foreign influence. People fear what they don't understand, and the Russian people are particularly short on understanding. But it doesn't have to be that way. People can learn to change their ways, open their minds, but it cannot be forced upon them. That is what traditional socialists always fail to understand. Some measures of top-down change is necessary, but the transformation of society that they sought could never be forced upon an unwilling populace. Maybe it will take a century to achieve our ideal, maybe more. But no matter what future generations choose, we have done the right thing, and given hope to a generation born with none of it. And that's all you really can do at the end of the day, guys. The Iberian divorce. You hate to see it. Then again, you'll hate to see the Civil War a lot more. So it's probably for the best there. Airland strikes. Vertical envelopment. And that's more for attack choppers than anything. But, you know. Again, this will all come sure enough. Just gotta believe. Do more civilian construction. I think that's a brilliant idea. The times are changing in Russia. Across the country, her people were getting to know their neighbors again. The city halls and local markets, on trains, buses, and taxis, Russians were meeting each other and talking to one another more freely than ever before. As refurbished roads and railways knit the country back together, they spread people, ideas, and goods across vast country. From the coffee shops, libraries, and nascent universities, ideas flowed to a public rapidly learning to discuss them openly. From factories and workshops, Russians and foreign goods flowed to city shops, towns, squares, and village markets, and a public eager to purchase them. From citizen to citizen, to the benefit of all, was provided the basic needs of life. The country could only be great if it was good for all, only strong if it protected the weak. There is much left still to do. And the road will be long and hard, but what we have suffered to come here will drive us onwards. Our achievements will spur us to reach new heights. We will continue our march together towards a better future. Yeah, let's get working a little bit on the Russian Republican Army. Our brave men in the field have accomplished a lot for us, yes, but we need to start bringing the Russian Republican Army to contemporary standards. The Germans, Japs, and Americans all have top-notch militaries, and it's likely due to advanced tactics and modern weapons, neither of which we currently have. In order to restore Prussian prestige, we must work to modernize the army and join the ranks of global superpowers in terms of military might. Decrease black market trading and luxury trading. And then let's exert influence in the southern Urals. To our east lay the Great Ural Mountains, the traditional borders between Europe and Asia. The Great Mountain Ranges is critically important to our unification ambitions. In the aftermath of the West Russian War and the collapse of the West Russian Revolutionary Front, the region was left bereft of any central authority. Many communes and villages looked to either the city of Orenburg or that the soldiers of the Ural League for protection. Our intelligence reports that others fell under the sway of NKVD regiments in Magnitogorsk, or were set at act by Derlwanger's brigade. The rise in tension after the end of German terror bombings resulted in conflicts that have led to the region's current power structure. The Urals present both an opportunity as well as a threat to our nation. Seizing the area's resources and population will be a great boon to our cause. However, on the far side of the Urals, another unifier state claims legitimacy as the true Russian government. Were this opponent to capture the Urals, they would be able to station troops on our side of the mountain range, threatening our eastern provinces. We must thus assert our prominence in the region, through any way necessary. Our diplomats and generals have prepared an array of tools to bring the Urals into our sphere of interest. It's projected that the side with the best combination of prestige, diplomatic success, and military intimidation will be the first to tip over the local elites into accepting unification. Where the diplomatic option of failed military intervention remains an option our eastern rivals are not likely to accept easily. The race to the Urals is upon us. We will triumph over our Siberian rivals and integrate another part of Shattered Russia to our growing nation. Okay, so I'm thinking we start investing in Orenburg. I guess we'll invest in all of these guys. We'll especially work on increasing in Orenburg, I think. Because they're right there. Honestly, a bit of a crapshoot to see who's going to take out Derlwanger. So this is basically Vicky 2. This is Victoria 2. The spearing mechanics. We can invest in some constructions if we so wish. Do we wish to? I think we might wish to. Honestly. Yeah, honestly. Let's invest in some construction. Get an increase in our GDP. The Russian Republican Army. There we go. Let's go ahead and pick up some lessons from the Unification War. It was not long ago when Russia was still fractured into various warlord states, each with their own dreams and aspirations of unifying the motherland. In some regions, chaos remains widespread. It was only through our military that we became the strong force we are today. There are many lessons that can be learned from the Unification Wars, including the tactics used to defeat insurgents and the military strategies behind the most successful warlords here in Russia. Kurov noted to the officer, "My squad is ready for the march. Officer, we are prepared to move the first 5 kilometers. On your go." Besides him, the squad rustled in its frantic activity. Water canteens needed filling, loaded bags checking, rifles inspecting. There were barely enough hands on deck to accomplish it all. As the officer lumbered away, Kurov whispered, "Shitbag. What an insufferable son of a whore. And scheduling this goddamn idiotic march on a Friday fucking evening of all things, did the colonel have his brain installed where the asshole was meant to be? God, it was intolerable. The only reason why he put up with it was because the Republican Army was still the finest pension fund in all of the Republic. Kurov was a man of faith. He had faith only in what men could bring him, that was. And having looked through the pension plan, he knew exactly what the next few decades would bring him, assuming he lived through it all. Well, the time to stop speculating on the future, the present and his squad awaited him. He moved towards his squad. "Are you lot ready to go? Get your thumbs out of your asses, gentlemen. It's time to start hauling ass. If you lot have taught me anything, it's the men without brains can get very, very far in life. It's time to start putting that theory to practice." A chuckle escaped the squad, and Kurov's gaze shot to its source. Gazing up conscript, Kurov let the coldness of the evening into his voice. "Did you think that was funny, Private? Don't give me an answer. You have time to think about it on guard duty tomorrow. Double shifts." He turned to the rest of his squad. "Get ready to move. One mic. And anyone else who thinks of themselves a clown can let me know. I still have a roster fill." "Damn, Private, you had the whole squad laughing." They really just made that joke. Okay. Actually, I'll decrease that. Seems like the EuroLeague is going to be one of the big fighting grounds. I'll increase relations with them, so they are receptive to us now. Add an Orenburg to Spear. We need to have a lot more in terms of relations, I know. Who the fuck is calling me? I'm gonna hope that it's nothing and move on. Lessons from Unification War. It's probably just a fucking spam call anyway. Tactical flexibility. Sometimes our grand battle plans may be disrupted by unexpected controlled events. We cannot expect every war to be carried out perfectly. Instead of relying on one large battle plan, we should start focusing more on officer initiative, letting the individual commanders make the call based on the unique condition around them. Because our overall command structure may break down, we might need to delegate decision-making to the individual units on the ground. We must let each respective unit use the tactics that are best suited for their respective situation to win us the war. Works for me. Increase relations. They're receptive to us now. Caucasian anarchy. Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, Caucasia is just not doing that hot right now. So that's improving our Army professionalism slowly but surely. And so next video, we'll go ahead and figure out what exactly we want to do with all of this. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get and appreciate any and all feedback you kind of folks might have for me. If you want to send a few bucks my way, I have a Patreon down in the link below. If you want to chat or play games, I have a Discord. If you want to watch me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch. All of those are down in the description box if you want to check those out. And that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you as always for watching. My name has been DB333. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.